and welcome back to episode 10 of Below the Fog. Our group has been through, once again, quite a lot, but they finally, maybe, figured out where they're gonna get their answers. After a breathtaking moment in the flesh room, 3 of our party members have ventured to the dry lab to release Marzipan. Now, the Dragonborn stands in front of his husband, frozen in ice, terrified, uncertain, and quiet. As the 3 of you stand before Marzipan, he eventually turns to look at all of you, hands shaking, blood dripping down his arms, and you see this blue and white light surge up his throat to rest beneath his chin as he leans forward and just goes, "What the fuck do you have my husband's staff?"
This is an awkward moment, and I understand you're going through a bunch of emotions right now. So I'm going to go get some friends, because I am not equipped to handle those emotions.
You are not going anywhere until you tell me why.
We're trying to help.
Yeah.
We're not
We
here to hurt you.
took the staff in order to figure out what happened here. Because we didn't know what else to do with it, but if you want us to put it back in his hand,
Oh, you're not
I would
fucking...
be more than happy.
No. Don't fucking touch my husband.
Well, I would. You could give it to him and let him decide. I guess. I don't know. While I'm saying that, I'm just going to raise my hand. I'm going to snap my fingers, and I'm going to end the music box in the other room. Because if he doesn't want me to leave, that's fine. I don't need to leave to signal them.
That's fair. Do you guys want to react to this now, or do you want to wait? Because the music box comes to an abrupt end. And Vitani, you remember what Augie said about when the music box ends.
Looks like it's time to go.
I don't remember what he said when the music box ends.
If the music box turns
If
off, something has happened.
Something happening.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
And
time
Vitani
to go.
promised that she'd go running.
Yep. So yeah, Vitani's
Oh
gonna
god, I
say
hope she doesn't come bursting.
she absolutely is gonna come bursting in. Actually, she said she was gonna come running, and she is.
All right, so it is gonna
yeah.
take a moment to get there.
Of course, but just know that she will come bursting in.
Oh yes,
sword first,
Oh god.
because her first assumption is danger.
Yeah.
And that something's wrong with Zulmar. And they've both had some scares.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Do with this information what you will, DM sir.
Of course.
I don't know what you last experienced, but things have changed over a very long period of time. We are strangers here. We don't know what's going on in your world. We just figured we would do our best to get you up because leaving you here did not seem like a good thing to do. If you know what we can do to help your husband, we're all ears and we're willing to help you with that. But the bottom line is this place has turned into a death trap. When we're gone, we're shutting this place down. And we're making sure none of our people can come here to experience the horrifying things that are outside that door over there. And I point to the way out.
Towards cost and personnel.
Yeah,
Yeah. Zulmar's gonna pull the staff from behind his back and hold it out to Marzipan and just say, I did attune myself to it, but we have not used it. We didn't want to make an attempt until we knew if it was possible to free you. I believe one of my friends here spoke with another person in order to find out how to get your tube released.
Hold that thought. As soon as you say one of my other friends, Vitani comes bursting through the door.
Oh, hey guys!
Zulmar's gonna hold up his hand and be like, Vitani, stop.
Down,
Patani just bursting in. What the fuck is going on in here?
Everything's
Okay.
going according to plan, Vitani. It's fine.
I'm fine.
He's fine.
You're sure? Who is this?
Yes.
Well, we'll introduce ourselves once we're all here, because I don't think it's really correct if we have like a couple people hiding away. We have complete upfrontness. We're not your enemy. But we don't want to
Roll-
be your enemy.
Roll a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oh yeah, that's. Oh yeah. Look. Oh, she's gonna fuck this up. This is gonna be glorious.
Ray is not gonna be able to help.
Okay, can I beat a 2?
Oh god.
The answer is no. So I rolled a 1.
Oh my
Oh, the first
I
nat
rolled-
1?
No.
Okay.
Right,
You have a
that's
minus.
No,
Okay.
it's 2
advantage.
minus 1
Okay.
Yeah.
from
So
his.
Augie's just like, we're not here to fight you. I'm kind of tired. There's a lot of shit out there, and you're gonna give us it. Like he's coming across as very hostile, despite the fact that he doesn't realize it.
Oh no.
Also,
Some of this might even be your fault.
Drake,
I'm a little bit pissed off right now.
Drake, question. Are you using the right microphone?
I'm using a different microphone. I can switch back, but that would change things a bit.
Okay, I hope that it picks you up on the recording, because I do have you turned up, but just a heads up.
Let me just switch some things around, though. I can easily do that.
Okay. So you roll that very... That's
Oh my god.
so much better. Oh my
Okay.
god.
Whoa.
Take out my fucking ears, why don't you?
Let me
I'm
turn
trying
you
to
back
dance.
down.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine.
Everybody
Wow.
else turned.
Wow, that was right in my earballs. Holy
Drake
shit.
said he can't finally hear.
Yeah, but now I gotta make it so I can hear you guys great.
Sorry.
All right. Oh, that's much better on my end too. Okay, there we go.
Hooray.
Let's turn you down a little
I
bit.
have to have a different
Equilibrium.
setup for my raid than for you guys, so that's why. Because otherwise, they can hear even more than you guys can with the clicky.
Wow.
The clickety clacky.
Yeah.
Alright. So, after that gorgeous roll, that's just so in line with your character. Who is looking at Marzipan, and who is worried about the whole Vitani barging in situation?
I would have said that she was looking at Marzipan, but I think Rhea probably would have turned to Vitani.
Okay.
Zulamar's looking at Marzipan.
Vitani is looking at Marzipan.
Okay.
I'm gonna get breathed on, aren't I?
I need...
Can I actually do something real quick?
Sure, what would you like to do?
I was gonna say, can I notice that Vitani is left?
Oh, yeah, Vitani
Right,
would have...
Probably came
You...
with her.
Yeah, you
Was-
would have heard.
Mist would not have left. She still wanted to check the last tube on the computer.
Okay.
There were still things she was investigating. She would have stayed.
You're like, if you...
Augie's turned up the thing.
She
You know,
would
if-
have
There's
just
probably
quickly.
danger in that room. There's danger in that
Yes.
room.
Augie can handle himself to a
He has the
degree,
2 barbarians with him.
and she would have thought it was important to check the final remaining tube for an instant at least
Yeah.
before running out of the room.
Okay.
So yeah, Ahsoka, you could either go with Vitani or you could stay with Mist. That's entirely up to you.
I'll probably just stay with Miss then. Be like,
Okay.
I don't care.
Like, I mean, it should only take Mist a moment, I would assume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We now have one barbarian-less group.
Okay.
We're fine.
You got the
So-
stingies, it's fine. They're
Okay.
Mist is like going to appear completely non-concerned. She's like, knows if she said to Augie, yeah, there was still one tube, but your music box turned off, so I dropped everything and left. that he would be annoyed with me because I didn't do a thorough job investigating.
You know what? To be fair,
I'll
that is
take 30
also
seconds.
true. He would be annoyed if she didn't show, and annoyed if she did.
Exactly.
There's just no right answer there. This is the correct
She's
course of
being
action.
thorough.
Is of course never whatever it.
And it's not like she's fucking around for half an hour.
So what?
She just wants
Who's
to look
looking
at
at
another cube.
Marzipan? And why?
I was asking who was looking at Marzipan, and it was Rhea.
Yeah.
Zulamar.
No, Rhea's looking
Rhea's
at
looking
Vitani.
at Vitani.
Oh yeah. No, so it's Zulamar, Vitani,
And Vitani.
and Augie. You three are the ones that are looking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I need the three of you to roll a perception check.
Okay. Oh,
Rattle, rattle, rattle.
I can't even talk about what sensory experience that was just now.
Mhm.
I'm not even high. Oh my god.
Floated this way?
Right.
Oh my god.
Hey, bro, you settle down that rock and or roll.
That rock and roll.
By the
I
way,
got that one for you, Red.
please let me know what your rolls are because I'm having trouble loading things.
This is fine.
16.
19.
Okay. Augie, what did you roll?
Very focused.
11.
11?
That's
Okay.
right.
So Zulamar and Vitani, after you listen to Augie say all that gorgeous shit, you see Marzipan just sort of lift their shoulders as they stand up straighter, and they're taller than all of you, and their tail sways against the floor. Hello, cat. And it picks up the dust, and you see that light get brighter, and they breathe out, and you're like, that's a breath weapon, but nothing visible comes out. It's also not like a open jaw. It's like they open their mouth a little bit, like when you're breathing out because you want to see steam and like cold air, that kind of a thing. And like you watch them do it, but no visible breath, anything comes out. Augie, I need you to roll a dexterity.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm not terrible at this.
Oh.
17.
17.
Wow.
Cool.
Excellent.
Hi, kitten.
She was green in color, wasn't she?
Ooh. Okay.
Who?
So, while you don't really notice, you're busy making your spiel, you do, however, feel something sort of sweep around you, by you, beneath you. Your feet are really hot. Oh god. Oh my god. Why are your feet so hot? Oh my god. Heads up. Because you only take half damage, you're gonna take 3 points of damage, and the shoes that you are currently wearing have sunken with you and your feet into the concrete.
Okay. Alright. That is a thing that happened.
Can we all see him go get shorter?
No, because
Than he already was.
You're not looking at Augie.
Oh shit.
So Rhea turns her head. The fuck? I turned my head for a second.
Zulamar's gonna just ask, What did you just do?
Am I? Alright. That's interesting.
And he's asking that to Marzipan. Not that he would probably answer.
Marzipan is gonna just sort of slowly do that thing where, like, you know, you've seen a pet where they're like super hyper focused, and then you call their name and they just whip their head at you, and it's almost startling. Marzipan's gonna do that, look at you, narrow their eyes, and just go, shut the fuck up. And then start marching toward the room that you know leads to the computer room.
The one that Vitani's standing in front of?
No, Vitani came from...
the tunnel hallway.
Yeah. But to the computer lab, unless you came from,
Okay.
like, I assumed you were going to take the straight path.
You are cutting out.
Yeah.
Am I back yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Question mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because I clicked on OBS.
Gotcha.
I assumed you were taking the straight path, so you bypassed...
Oh, the computer lab. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah. Vitani
the
would have
south
taken the
door.
path straight there.
Yeah.
You came in the west door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are my
Yeah.
feet encased in concrete, or can I like get my feet out, or is it just the shoes that are encased in concrete? Because that's going to affect what I do.
Your feet are encased in the concrete. You could maybe wriggle them out after time. It's not like they are embedded with the concrete. It's just sort of like you stuck your feet in Quickcrete and then let them dry around you.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. So yeah, at that I'm just gonna be like, well, that's diplomacy for you. This is why I hate talking to people.
I mean,
I'm gonna.
Zulamar's gonna start following Marzipan quietly.
Yeah, well, while they do that, I'm just gonna motion for Andrea to come a bit closer. I'm just gonna grab my crowbar from the back and I'm just gonna start shaking myself out, because you know what? Actually, no, I'm gonna have Andrea do it, because you know what? Andrea's stronger than me.
Augie is so comfortable with his masculinity. He's an
We
icon.
love this. We love this.
True, unproblematic man.
Yes.
Truly.
Vitani is very concerned and confused because she came here on the assumption of danger. She got here, no one was fighting, but now Augie's in the ground and this stranger is just leaving. What the fuck?
Can you let her
And
friends know
Zulamar's
that we're
following
about to have
him.
a guest? Yeah, let them call out. Use your words. I can't. I'm here.
Use your word. Really,
Well,
Augie?
not my
Use your
words.
words?
Well, don't use my words. Use your words. You have an angry dragonborn going in that direction, and you want them to be unprepared. They're gonna get breathed on.
Fuck.
I think was Marzipan headed to the flush room or the computer lab?
Computer lab.
Well, they both lead there.
Okay, computer lab.
I mean, that door could lead to the flush room. It depends. But
that's it.
He's going down the south door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could they
The
even
south
hear
door
it down
enters
the
a
hallway?
hallway, and the computer lab
and
another hallway goes down to the flush room.
Gotcha.
What were you saying, Red?
So, I was saying, like, if Vitani does yell down that long hallway that she originally came from, would they be able to hear her, or is that too far?
That's too far.
Too far? Okay. Well, I guess Vitani's fucking jogging back then to warn them what the fuck is going on.
Okay.
Hostile fucking dragonborn.
All right.
It's not my fault.
Rhea had originally started to walk towards following Zulamar, but then realized that Augie was not following and kind of stops and.
The party has been tossed between a rock and a hard place. The rock is the dragonborn. The hard place is whatever has happened to Augie. Zulamar. Oh, no, you go.
Was Rhea speaking?
That's what I was gonna say.
Sorry,
Say
she just says, I guess I'll stick with you.
I mean, a lot has happened. Could Mist have checked the computer by now?
Which computer did Mist want to check?
Well, or on the computer there were 3 tubes, and we only checked 2 to make sure that no one was inside of, and they were good. We just thought we would check the last one before.
You mean the buttons?
Yeah.
The buttons that say They say clean, flush, or recycle.
No, on the computer.
No, on the
they're
screen.
not- Yeah,
Oh.
the screen of the computer.
Yeah,
there
no.
was
One of them was damaged, one of them was empty, and the other one had marzipan in it.
Okay, I didn't think we had checked all three of them. I thought we had only checked two.
The other
why
one's
Mist was
empty.
staying behind. Okay, well then Mist would have. I don't know of how that would, or if she should just stay where she is, or because she probably would have checked that and then immediately went to join the group with Frappy.
Well, if you guys want,
Or
you can
Ahsoka.
just be
Ahsoka.
arriving to the dry lab now if you want. Say that you checked the computer and then you're like, all right, well, let's go, and you're just now getting to the dry lab.
Like as Vitani's like
Barreling down the
coming
hallway.
out the door.
Yeah.
Is that
Or
okay
she
with you,
opens the
Ahsoka?
door and like they're like right there.
Is that okay with you, Ahsoka?
Yeah. That's fine with me.
Okay.
Vitani's shoving open the door and about to like run out, but the two of them are right there. She's like, "Oh fuck, jeez, I was just coming to get you guys." Fills them in about the hostile fucking dragonborn and Augie's feet in the cement.
Well,
Rhea's
he was
like
giving us a
gently trying to
smoking.
like wiggle him out.
I only have the one crowbar, but if you have another one, you can use that.
Well, no, Andrea's like chipping at it, and she's just kind of wiggling you.
Here, do you need a hammer? And here's a hammer. Here's a python. You can do
Oh my
that.
god.
I think I do have a crowbar, possibly. No, I don't.
I have a hammer. Here's a just a hammer.
Well, you guys
I'm
work
just
on
gonna
that.
smoke and just light up a smoke right now.
Oh my god.
It's like, I have a hand axe. Will that help?
No, it's fine. You guys.
No,
go
don't cut off my
back there.
feet. I need those.
Really?
I don't have the ability to apply prosthetics yet.
Oh. Oh, so prosthetics are a thing that you could do.
Meanwhile,
And-
Ahsoka. Yes.
in the computer lab,
yeah.
Zulamar, you followed Marzipan.
Mhm.
So as soon as Marzipan entered the room, he said something in Draconic, and he said it toward the ceiling. And you know how dark and, like, spooky and eerie this building has been?
Yes.
Lights, panels in the ceiling flip over and light up the room, and you hear this sort of humming sound, like what we would know as air cycling, and I don't know how else to describe that.
Right.
But the dust is kicking up and it's being moved around, but it's avoiding the two of you as Marzipan goes to the first computer and starts typing on it, curses, moves to the next computer, and keeps doing that, and he's seeing some of the ones that have been taken apart and just sort of throwing things off the desk and moving around, and he's continuing to do that at each of the computers until he finds one, and he stands in front of it and he's tapping on the screen, muttering in Draconic to himself, tail swishing back and forth.
Zulamar's gonna just blink rapidly when the lights come on, and like watch all this dust swirling, and just in both intrigue and bafflement, and he's just gonna sort of maintain a safe distance from Marzipan, but also follow after him like a dumb puppy who's really curious and also doesn't want to lose track of him. And then when he sees like the state of the computers, he's gonna go, "Oh, sorry about the mess."
But did you personally do this?
No.
Then what the fuck are you sorry?
My friends aren't always the cleanest people.
Vitani.
I apologize on their behalf.
just gonna growl and just keep looking at this computer before standing up and just letting out this really big, like, soul gut-punching sigh, and you see one of his hands comes up and it just swipes over his eyes, and he just tilts his head back and just groans and goes, "Fucking dwarves.
Fucking what?
Dwarves."
Dwarves?
Yes.
Dwarf.
Dwarves.
Oh. Zulamar's just gonna say we haven't met any dwarves in here yet, but do you have an idea what happened here? Because we are at a loss.
Roll persuasion. Don't know if it should still be at disadvantage.
Okay.
I think so. I think because he's kind of still cranky.
That's fair. Zulmar understands. Oh shit. If I could keep track of my dice. Well, we're not using that one. Too far away. I think I've got the nervous jitters. They keep falling on the floor.
Aw.
Whole
All right,
game
that
is
one landed in where it's supposed to go.
whole game is
So,
just
persuasion?
different. Yes.
Persuasion plus 2. So, 14
14.
at disadvantage.
Okay.
I had a 12 and a 14, so.
Okay. So, Marzipan's going to sigh and turn back to the computer that he was standing in front of, and he's going to tap the screen and say something else in Draconic, and one of the back wall that faces the dry lab, is going to just sort of tremble a little bit, and then it's going to turn black, and then a white line is going to, like, start from the middle and then blare out, and what is on that screen is going to come up on that wall. And it looks like one of the computer monitors that you guys have been seeing, only it's the entire wall. He's going to look at you and say, "From what I can understand, unfortunately, the lab, has been vacated for so long that she has gone into standby mode, and unfortunately the fog has been so heavy that she has been corrupted."
Zulamar's going to tilt his head, staring at the screen and not understanding any of what's on it. Well, not comprehending it, and just kind of think that's magic. But he's gonna look back at Marzipan and just be like, the fog is heavy. We didn't see any fog around here when we got here.
You wouldn't. It's not supposed to be for you. It's not this. Us. We are not the fog. The fog is to keep them out, not us in.
Are you speaking of the fog above?
The fog for the fucking leather winds.
Wait, what was that last word? Leatherwind?
Yeah, the leather wind.
Okay.
The other ones were mentioned in some of the letters we got.
Zulma is just gonna. So the fog corrupted the lab.
Yes.
Does this have to do with the little cylinder of fog in the flush room.
What are you talking about?
There's 3 buttons that say clean, flush, recycle, I believe.
It's the failsafe. There should be a clear tube.
No, there's a fog in the tube.
As soon as you say that, Marzipan curses and just pushes past you and runs through the door out toward the dry lab, but instead of going down, he's going to start running toward the flush room. And he's just cursing.
Marzipan, Zulimar's gonna follow.
So what's the other group doing?
What's
we
that
have
smell?
no idea that's happening, right?
You guys have no fucking clue.
No, we're in a separate
Oh, I
room.
can't cut your legs yet.
Jesus,
I
Ahsoka.
would ask that you not do that.
Okay.
We have crowbars. We can hack at it. Do you want a hammer with a pick? You could do that. I'm
You
not
do that, I'll
because
shimmy
I
him.
am. Yeah, and I'm going to smoke because I am preferring that to panicking. Thank you.
I also have just one dagger. Would that?
Just the one.
Yeah.
Mist is going to walk in the room. Sorry, trying not to interrupt.
Go ahead. I'm just doing stoner sounds.
Mist is gonna walk in the room and be like, seriously? You were alone for like 5 minutes. What happened?
They let me talk.
Oh. Maybe we should gag you. So Mist
I'm
is
on board
going
with that.
to
That's
see
hot.
what's happening and grab her crowbar and join in the efforts of freeing the foolish elf.
Sorry, what did you say, Vitani?
Vitani said, "That's hot."
Stop!
What was that? That's the second time I've heard that now. What is
Drake has a
that?
soundboard.
Anytime that Vitani's gonna simp, I'm assuming he's gonna play the music.
What song is that? What is
I'll
it that
get
you're
to you later.
playing? Okay.
I'll show you later. I'll get you on board. It's a meme thing, and
Bless.
you'll love it.
All right.
When I see the meme, I think of you immediately, so that's why I was like, it was. Like you were saying something about cum, and I'm like, oh, the meme, and so I had to do it. Sorry, but
it bursts and it happens so fast that I can't really tell what it is, but the impression it leaves in my brain is the what's the thing called? The fucking cat from Animal Crossing. Can't remember her name now.
I think I know what you're talking about, but similar, but no.
Oh, the orange cat dancing? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, we're off track. How are we looking at
Yeah, you've mostly got him out. Like a couple of more seconds, and he'll just pop right out.
yeah,
He
don't worry about
wasn't
damaging the shoes. I can fix them.
Yeah, he wasn't super stuck or anything. He was just kind of like, you just gotta yank him out.
Inconvenienced.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So while they're focusing on getting Augie out, now that everyone's here and Vitani no longer has to like pay a mind to like, oh, go and get the stragglers. She looks around, she's like, where's Zulamar?
He went off to followed Marzipan.
Alone?
I thought you
alone.
No, I ran with him.
Mist kind of covers her mouth, realizing she shouldn't have laughed out loud at that moment, and does that kind of like smirking, like looking at the floor, like she's totally not amused by this.
Don't you look?
It's so constraining. Everything. It's so constraining everything in her power not to laugh, but she can't help it.
I mean, Rhea wouldn't say it, but Amber was under the assumption that Vitani had followed after Zulmar. My bad.
God,
It's totally fine.
Drake, do you have inspiration for
do we
this game?
follow him?
The what?
Yeah, Drake, take inspiration for that. I mean, you've already got it, but you might as well.
Double.
God.
We'll need it.
I already have it, but I'll pretend it's there.
Now, what are you guys doing?
Well,
Should we follow him?
Yeah, let's go find them.
I should probably keep an eye on him because some shit's gone down since he went in there. And if we don't babysit him, he's probably going to do something stupid, like turn on a machine that will cause us to asphyxiate.
Character,
Yeah,
that
would like
was
to conti-
Like that?
like to
his
keep
fault.
doing
That was Ogie's fault.
I
Last time,
would like-
the asphyxiating.
I didn't use the machine to do that, so we can't blame me.
Also, they don't know he went to the flush room. Oh, you guys did assume he was going to the flush room. Never mind. We did assume that.
I mean, he's going to a room. There's only 2 rooms he could go to, so. And he didn't pass them, so where did he go?
Motherfucker.
The investigator.
The investigator.
Yes,
Come on, y'all.
It's called
Rhea,
deduction. You have to do it sometimes.
Rhea starts
I'm not
pulling
in a good
Ogie.
mood right now.
Come on.
Yep, Augie, we're gonna say for all intents and purposes, Augie, you're out. You've maybe lost one of your shoes, but you're out.
I'll
Bless.
get it later.
Love
Actually,
you.
I'm gonna take off my other shoe. I'm gonna throw it at the other shoe, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm not having a good day right now.
Oh, she's having a no good, horrible, terrible, bad day.
I even try to be nice.
Did you?
You sure about that? You're in the ground. Or you were in the ground a second ago. I don't.
Can you walk or are
we
you too
comparing-
high?
Are we comparing how much peril that we have been in recently? Because, if I recall correctly, at least I could still use my brain.
Okay, Ogie, you're done. Let's go.
Was
Everyone
that towards
start
Vitani?
walking.
Was that towards Vitani? Did
Vitania,
Augie just say that to Vitani?
walk.
Yeah. Yeah. Ogie did
Yeah,
say
he
that
did.
towards Vitani. Yeah.
You want to fucking go? I'll put you back in the ground right now.
Honey.
Oh,
Go find Zulema. Let's go. Rhea's
Where-
pushing Ogie out the door. Come on.
Where do you guys gonna go look?
We're gonna go look
I
for
would just
Zulumar.
like to flavor for an instant, if I
Yeah.
may.
Flavor
Please.
away.
At Vitani's outburst, Mist kind of. She looks maybe a tiny bit bigger for an instant as her fur sort of fluffs and she gets that angry cat vibe. And she takes one step forward, kind of half in front of Augie, and her hands go to her daggers on her side as she's just like watching and waiting to see if Vitani takes another step. But as she's ushered out of the room, Mist like kind of rolls like, okay.
Why did I just imagine her like tilting her head real sharp and kind of like turning her body sideways like cats do?
Yeah. You wanna go?
You want to go? Isn't Miss like tiny?
Yes.
I love it. I love it. But yeah, during Vitani's outburst, her skin flared hotter and brighter for a bit. But Rhea's taking charge, so she dims back down a little bit and just does what Rhea says.
I just
So-
don't want to. I know you don't want to leave Zulema alone much longer.
No, I don't. You're right.
We can take care of whatever's going on between us later.
when we get out of here, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Better
Where are you
watch his
sleeping?
ass.
Hey now.
So
Look,
are
we're
you
all
guys
down here for reasons. Let's go.
Are you guys going to the computer lab or
Computer lab.
okay?
Do I still
Well-
have a thing for sense? Oh, never mind.
Rick, what are you
What are
doing?
you doing?
He's fiddling with the cup for the dice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can hear that.
Yeah.
Distracting the
It
shit
sounds
out
like
of
you're
me.
opening a Pringles
It's
can.
a bit. It's a little annoying. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just playing up Augie's frustration at the situation and just
Valid.
Like
Yeah.
fiddling in order to.
yeah.
In which case, if Augie is the one fiddling and making all that sound, will you shut up?
Okay, maybe we should have them on separate sides of the group.
And no, I don't.
Look
I
at
don't
what
know.
happens when Zulamar's not around.
It must have been my old version of Raya, but I thought I had like what's it called? Proficiency when it came to smelling. But I guess I don't on this one.
You can have advantage.
But can I make
if you? Yeah, you'll have advantage
I'll
if
take
you
it
wanna.
if
If you're gonna try and
can I do
smell
a
them out,
perception check to see which way they might have gone?
yeah, and I'll give you advantage for
Okay.
it if you're using scent.
Nice. Well, I mean, I don't know if Rhea would know, but 11 plus perception 3, 14.
You open the door and you see that the computer lab's already open, and you stick your head in there and you see that they're not in there, so you sniff around and you smell them, their scents rushing past down the hallway toward the flush room.
Alright, then if Batani had originally started going towards the computer room, she's gonna like grab her arm and, start heading back down to the flush room.
Alright. While all of you guys were arguing and trying to figure out what the fuck was going on, Zulamar, you watch as Marzipan turns that final corner, sees the blood in front of the flush room door, drops to his knees, and just screams.
Zulamar is just gonna stop. And just bow his head. He's been around a lot of people dealing with suffering and mourning, and it's not a time for him to talk. It's time for him to give the person space to let out their emotions. And then he's just gonna set the staff down on the ground where he can see it, where Marzipan can see it.
Yeah.
Because he feels like it's wrong to continue to hold it.
Marzi's gonna just stay knelt there with both hands on the door, just sort of crying until you guys show up. So now everyone is outside of the flush room.
Oh my god.
Zulmar, when he hears them approaching, he's just kind of gonna look over his shoulder and just kind of give a little like hand signal, just like stay quiet, stay like it's fine, just shh.
Okay. After about a minute or two in this awkward silence, Marzipan is going to get to his feet. He's just going to be a sort of slightly trembling mess. He's going to bring the staff with him, and he's going to walk back over to Zulamar, and he's going to thrust it into Zulamar's hand, grab him by the elbow, and just start dragging him toward the door.
Zulmar is going to frown and then go to loud enough for everyone to hear, but softly to go, "Oh, should I use it?"
Marzipan's not going to say anything. He's going to open the door, though, and he's going to just sort of balk at all of the, like, stained, dried blood and walk inside, and he's just going to let you go at the elbow and then walk over to the magical Keurig, not sponsored, and put his hand on the glass. And as he does that, he's going to... Oh?
Zulimar is going to speak up then and just say, the last time we touched that, 2 of us fell to the ground suffocating. We hit the recycle button. We have no idea what happened, but we have markings of lungs on our bodies now.
Right, you hear Marzipan say something in Draconic, and in the middle of all of that, you hear the word Vivian.
Sorry, I think
Are we
you
all
cut
in
out
there?
What did you say?
He's going to say a bunch of gibberish in Draconic.
Luvian.
Yeah, Luvian is in the middle of it.
Luvian.
Okay.
Are we all in the first room now, or just with Zilmar?
If you guys want to walk in, you can be.
Yeah, Rhea was following.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Vitani too.
No?
We found notes with that name. Notes I believe you and Krista both wrote.
Marzipan's gonna turn and... Oh. What were you saying?
Just a quick question, because I don't remember. What language was Marzipan speaking?
Marzipan...
Draconic.
Yeah, speaks mostly Draconic.
But,
We
like,
heard Luvian.
so
Luvian...
most of us can't even understand what Marzipan's saying when they're speaking, or are they speaking, like, common or below?
They bounce back and forth
Or always...
between Draconic and Common.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, remember, the below language written is different than the above language, but spoken, it's the same.
Gotcha.
Right.
So yeah, none of us in the group, I believe, know how to speak Draconic.
No.
No.
I would like to.
None of us know. Augie is swearing and talking shit in Dwarvish.
And Rhea can hear all of it.
Marzipan knows something about dwarves.
Marzipan does know stuff about dwarves. Entirely hears you swearing. Marzipan's gonna turn around and then walk back to you, Zulimar. And then pick up your hand, and then look around until he sees... Ahsoka.
Yes.
He's gonna look at you, point at you, and go, "Give me your dagger."
Oh, okay. And I slowly pull my dagger out and kind of hesitant about it because I don't know what's happening. I don't know what he wants with it.
Zulimar is kind of caught and he just, it's okay, Ahsoka. Let him.
Okay.
He's...
Is she gonna stab him?
Yeah.
Or is he gonna stab him?
Is Mist actually asking this?
Yes.
Zulimar is going to say, guys, I believe Marzipan's going to show me how to use the staff to figure out what happened here.
Okay.
And it involves using blood, I believe.
Well, it's not coming from Augie.
My blood.
She's already attacked him once.
Your blood.
Why yours? What?
I attuned to the staff, and I had this sense once I attuned to it that blood is involved in order to use it. But I don't know how. Not really. So Marzipan's going to... He knows more than I do.
Marzipan's gonna grin as he
Vitani
takes the knife. Oh, sorry, go.
It's okay. I was just gonna say Vitani's very uncomfortable with the idea of anybody drawing Zulimar's blood, but she's just watching.
Marzipan's gonna grin as he takes the knife and just look at all of them and say, "What you get when you marry a fucking necromancer." And he's going to grab Gulimar's hand and slice tip of his pointer finger, and then reach up and push something on the skull of the staff, and the jaw's gonna drop open, and he's going to shove Gulimar's finger into the skull, and the blood is going to just sort of unnaturally pour, and it's going to look like the wood beneath the skull, like it's gonna look like the blood is being swallowed. And when Marzipan pushes the hand out of the skull's jaw closes, and the deep set of the eyes begins to get brighter and brighter and brighter until suddenly... Yep. Okay. Do any of you not have dark vision?
Tieflings do.
Yeah, tieflings do.
That's the real question now, isn't it? You never ask if someone has it. You're like, all right, who
Who
doesn't,
doesn't have it?
Yeah.
I think I do.
I was trying to remember.
Trying
Yep,
to see where
fire
it says it
genocides do.
now.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do.
Though
You-
it's interesting. There's a note in my racial traits. This is dark vision. You can see in darkness, and then in parentheses, shades of red up to 60 feet.
Oh,
Yeah,
might be a little different
that's-
from us because ours is like what, shades of gray.
Yeah, I have
Yeah, it's
shades of
usually
gray.
colorless
Interesting.
gray. Yeah.
Oh wow.
so
So yeah, I don't know if that has any bearing on it, but yeah.
it sort of does. All of you get the strong urge to blink all at once. Except for when you close your eyes. You ever laid out in the grass or just laid out or stood out in the sun and just had your eyes closed and looked up at it, and you get that bright... It's not white because your eyes are closed, but it's that bright light behind your eyelids?
Mm-hmm.
All of you see that for a couple of seconds, and then it lingers when you open your eyes until eventually your bodies are no longer there, but you are. And you are watching this room, and it is empty. And there's no blood on the floor. And the Keurig is clean and pristine, and there is no fog inside of it. Marzipan moves through the room, transparent, holding on to Zulamar and the staff. And he walks through the door. As he does so, you see sort of the edges of the rest of the world in this vision. They're just black and blurry. It's like you're in a circular memory. And from the memory, you see a young boy, or a young man, running, heaving, clutching at a wound on his chest, until he slams against the door that is closed. And he has white hair, white skin, white eyes. And he bangs on the door, and he screams, but you can't hear it. And he turns, and stepping in from the darkness is her. Only it's not the bust of her, it is her. And she steps forward, and she's saying things. You know she is. You can see her lips moving, but you cannot hear what she's saying. The young man is pleading. Begging, practically. But the woman simply shakes her head and reaches out a hand. Doesn't touch him, but tugs. And when she does, the wound on his chest opens further, and out float a pair of white lungs. Man falls to the ground, but is still breathing, and somehow manages to get the door open. As he's trying to scramble away, maybe hide in the flush room, you assume, you watch as the woman rushes forward, grabs him by the hair, and drags him inside. And the splatters and smears on the floor suddenly make sense. And you watch as this man gets dragged from the door up to the Keurig. And you see her push the lungs through the glass. And then fog starts to fill Your egg. When she turns, she kneels down and puts both her hands on his face, pulls him forward, kisses his forehead, and then the memory fades. And you are all back in your bodies.
And we're still in the flush room?
Yes, you are exactly where you were.
Okay.
Augie, at this point, doesn't even think. He just reaches over and he puts a hand on Miss shoulder and just gives a squeeze. A very, very protective squeeze.
She'll just kind of like look at him, like kind of give him a little like hint of a nod, you know, like just kind of that like, yeah, I see you.
Zulamar's gonna blink. Does this have any repercussions for Zulamar post flashback?
Nope.
Or any sort of sensations or anything? Okay. He's gonna look at Marzipan and then ask, that was Luvian, was it not? We've seen images of him, like paintings, but if that was him, then what does... And he's going to lift up his tunic to show the weird markings of lungs on his torso. He's like, what does this have to do with his lungs? Are we now tied to this? When we touched it, that tube, the foggy tube, and seem to be intrinsically linked now.
Marzipan's just gonna... He's shell-shocked and just kind of pale. Like, the blue scales across the skin are paler, and they're almost like a white-gray.
Mm-hmm.
And he just goes, what do you know of gods?
Not much.
Roll religion. Anybody that wants to roll religion can roll religion.
I shall also roll.
Ooh, I'm gonna use this dice for it. Ooh. Let me see what my religion is. Oh, the
Hey.
0. So 18 on the die for Rhea.
18 as well.
Nothing that
13.
good.
Is that
A
everybody?
17 for me.
Ooh.
6.
I rolled a 13, but probably not good for much.
Zilmar did say not much.
I mean, Rhea might actually not know anything, but
Alright, Augie, are you rolling too, or nah?
I did roll.
Okay. If you rolled above a 13, you'll all remember that where you're from, gods aren't really a thing. They're sort of like, you know, myth. What you really hold on to are myths and legends and things like that. If you'll remember with Vitani. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know about, like, Fae protectors and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what you guys will also remember is that you've read notes that say the Leatherwind cut this world off. So, from what little you remember, gods are from other worlds. Draw your conclusions as you will.
Oh.
Marzipan is going to sigh and just go back over to the machine, just put his hand back on the glass, and as he does, the fog sort of clears up and you see the lungs again. And he's going to say, the reason that all of you have those markings, you've been touched by a god. Or touch the god in this case.
Don't like it. Don't like it.
Zulamar's gonna follow after Marzipan and just ask, so is the fog the god, or was it Luvian himself that was?
It's complicated. Luvian thought of the fog. He created this prototype. These labs. He, in a way, birthed them. This, he's gonna wave at the blood and the machine. This is a bastardization of what he wanted and what we wanted. This is not.
Well, what did you want?
Get the leather wind out of our fucking
Rhea's gonna
skies.
cut her eyes at Augie.
We don't know what you mean by it. Look, I'm just. Okay. Okay. I'm taking a deep breath. We have no idea how long it's been since you went to sleep, but it's been a very long time. And it seems a lot of things have been completely forgotten. by everyone
60,227
concerned.
years.
Right.
Oh,
Now, I live a long
fuck.
time. That's a long ass time. None of us are going to remember or know what you're talking about. So we need a little bit less of this cryptic stuff that we don't have your history.
I'm not giving you cryptid shit. I've been asleep that long.
I understand.
I'm telling you what I know. And what I know is this was not what this place was for. This was to get those fuckers out of our sky. Get them away from us. What she did, I don't understand it. The fog was to keep them out.
Which fuckers?
The fucking Leatherwind.
Who? Yeah, what are they? Who are they? I get they're an enemy. What's going on with that?
We don't
I'm not stupid. I'm just ignorant.
fucking tomato. Whatever these fucking things are, we don't have what they are actually, but we called them the Leatherwind because of the fucking things on their birds and their fucking ships and their fucking technology. All of it. They came down here and they tried to kill us. That's what I know. So we retaliated because this is our world, not theirs. They started stealing us, so we started killing them, and it just got fucking out of control.
Wait, stealing, you said?
So the Leatherwinds were in your sky in what way? Could you see them at all times from down here?
When they weren't fucking bombing us.
Oh.
So you could see where they lived?
They didn't live. They fucking came in ships.
Zondonja, the Gadan.
But you don't know where they came from. You just were trying to find a way to get it so they could no longer reach you guys down here.
That was the point. That was what all of this was for. And Luvian had his way, and she had her way, and they did not agree. And I guess she always gets her way.
I don't recall. We've been following the information in these notes and scraps of pieces of paper that describe events that took place here, but it's incomplete. How did she come to be here? Like,
Fucking excavation team found her. She is of here.
All
so
right.
she
I have some questions,
When do you not?
Marzipan.
Hold that thought. And he's going to pull out a chair to sit down in it.
All right. The people down here, you say that they were taken, yes?
Well, the way you word it
Okay.
sound is weird. Our people were being taken.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And the people who were taken, I'm assuming that sorcery was fairly common down here and magic and all that sort of stuff, yes?
Do you mean the Arcana?
Yes.
Yes, it's around you now. You're fucking flowing with it.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. And did they have an ability to turn that off?
I don't know. I'm a fucking scientist, not a
Were
fucking
you
war
ever
leader.
able... I understand that. I apologize. I'm just trying to sort things out because we aren't from around here. And when I mean we aren't from around here, we're from above the fog.
Oh my.
Look, we're gonna have to tell him eventually, okay? And we're
We are-
from above the fog. We don't know anything of what happened down here.
Never heard the term leather window, and that's nothing that I'm familiar with, or any of us above.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Did any of us have ships?
Mhm.
Did any of the sectors have ships
All of
described
you,
like his?
all of you roll history with advantage.
Let's see.
With advantage?
Yep,
Oh, there.
that's a
20!
nat 20.
that's-
shit.
So that's twice, correct?
History,
Yep.
0. Rhea isn't smart.
11.
Wait.
I rolled
10.
I rolled
Nat
two
20.
13s in a
Oh.
row.
Oh, Pierce, did you get a nat 20 too?
Oh no, I was saying you said Rhea wasn't smart, and I was like, wait, but you had a nat 20.
Yeah, but she doesn't have anything in history. She doesn't have
Ah.
anything in intelligence, unlike Augie.
Right, is that everybody?
I had 18 plus
Here, I'll
2,
show you
so
just
I
to
did
prove
dirty
it.
20.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
I have a 13.
I'm bad at history, as per usual.
Rhea's grandma really liked history, so maybe she learned a thing.
I
Aw.
lived in the woods.
Ow.
I mean,
Oh, geez.
same, but
Augie's lived through some history.
Mhm.
fair.
And Misty's had to listen to it.
Fun fact. Fun fact that all of you know. All of you have lived with this fact your entire lives. The planet that the Layla was on, spaceship Layla, that landed on the plateau, trying to find new hope, new world, was in fact a ship that was decommissioned, broken down, to build the walls that created the 3 sectors all of you have lived in your entire lives.
Cool. Awesome. Love that for us.
Well, that explains it.
Zilmar is going to be watching Marzipan closely and then says, we don't know much about a lot of things. I'm beginning to get the impression that where we came from, a lot of things were kept from us. Some of my friends here have probably believed that for a very long time. What we do know is that out of character, I can't remember how often they sent people down.
Like, I think every few months.
Yeah. Every few months, we were... From above, they let us all go below. If we volunteered or if we were criminally charged, you didn't have a choice and you were sent down. And as long as all of us have been alive, no one has ever come back.
That we know of.
That we know of.
That they'll
Correct.
let us know about.
And just to explain, all of us didn't really know about each other. We were all from different places and live within walls and weren't really told anything about the others' places that they lived. We were told when we came down here by a lovely person at the ghost town that most people end up going to Fog Lab. And that's what brought us here.
To add to that, we're told nothing about what's down here. We're just simply told to explore so that we can colonize it. We're not told about anyone living here. We're certainly not told anything about any sort of history.
We
But we're
didn't
also
know
not
what was
told-
down here.
But we're also not told that when you come down here, the Arcana comes and it's hard to explain. I can't speak for Zulamar's experience. I can only speak for my own. But it's almost like
I've tapped into abilities that my body knows, but I didn't.
it's like the difficulty isn't in summoning the power, it's in holding it back. Controlling it, corralling it.
Marzipan is going to nod and hold out a hand toward you, Augie, beckon you forward.
I kind of go forward a little bit, nervous, because I just... He
Miss
looks like
is
he's
gonna
going to do
stay
some touchy
right
person.
beside him.
But yes, that sounds about right from my experience as well. It's as if my body knew, but it's never had this amount to deal with before. I'm holding more than I've known how to before. And it's just gonna spill over.
He nods, and as he looks over you, Augie, his eyes glow this dark blue to a red to a white. And then he nods again and he says, "You need to see Dr. Laurel."
About that. Something happened.
Oh, what fucking didn't happen? And he's gonna stand up and start going toward the door, and then stop and turn around and point at the machine.
No.
No, he's going to point at the machine. Let me finish. And he's going to say, "You need to get him."
Him.
Yes. The lungs in the fucking container.
Luvian?
Yes. Take him with us.
Get him out. Oh. Well, Zulmar's gonna just go and touch this thing.
Just touch the glass.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna grab it and try to figure out, give it a twist to see if he can remove it.
Just fucking hit clean and it will fall into the... Clean. Hit it into the container.
Is the cup still in there?
It will release the cup if the cup is still in there. It will release the cup, take the cup with us. It's a container. It contains bodies.
A cup contains things.
Okay, so
Mark
Zulamar's going
Augies.
to do as he instructed. Hit clean.
When you do hit clean, the smoke, like, sort of turns into a sort of liquid, like a white iridescent liquid, and then just pours into the cup, and so do the lungs, but then when you look into the cup, it's not there.
Whoa.
And then he's going to blink as he removes the cup and turns to follow after Marzipan.
Marzipan is going to start heading toward the computer lab. Muttering
That
under
involved
his
far
breath
less asphyxiation than when we did.
in Draconic.
What?
He's muttering under his
Oh,
breath.
in muttering more in Draconic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you guys following? Or...
Zulamar's just going to keep following like a puppy.
Yep. Following behind.
Okay.
If you can't tell, he is very fascinated by Marzipan.
I don't know what you said, but whatever it is, don't repeat it.
Isn't a language any of us know, right?
I don't speak Dwarvish.
Are you speaking Dwarvish?
Is that actually you?
No, he's speaking Orin.
But is that actually you? Can you speak that language?
No, that's not an actual language.
So you're just making up words?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know.
Equally cool.
I have questions. I'm sorry.
Equally impressive.
Is that an elfish? Is Orin an elvish thing, or is this like a
No,
plateau thing?
Orin is the language of air elemental stuff like birds and Aarakocra specifically.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail us. I just had a real question.
No, completely
Hearing
valid.
Drake. Huh?
I was just saying completely valid.
Ah, yes.
Well, it's like that could have been his crazy computer recordings. I don't know.
No, that
I
was
had
literally me just
questions.
making up- I was just speaking babble. Wow.
I didn't know. Maybe it was technical. Maybe it was like those people that know how to speak Elvish from Lord of the Rings. I don't know. I had questions.
It's valid. I
Okay.
want to learn that
Klingon.
language at some point.
I
Klingon.
wasn't
Right?
gonna say that. I wasn't gonna say that in Dwarvish. He's been fucking a dwarf. He might know a few words.
He's married to a dwarf, thank you very much.
Damn.
Which implies that look, I saw the porn. Don't even try to hide that.
Listen. Hearing Augie say fancy words in a language she doesn't understand, Vitani's just gonna gripe and mutter like, "I'm still fucking mad at you. You're not allowed to sound hot. That's rude. Shut
Is this
up."
with an earshot of Zulamar?
Yes.
He's
You're
gonna
not
just look
allowed
over
to
his
sound
shoulder
hot.
and just give her a look.
You're not allowed to try and appease Vitani right now, whether it's for that reason or not. You're not allowed, sir.
Is Vitani
He's just
saying
gonna be
that
like-
in like the third person too. Like, you're not allowed to appease Vitani.
No.
Okay.
No, she's speaking in first person.
Okay. So I can't understand that.
Zulamar's gonna mutter under his breath, Vitani, put it back in your pants.
People out here testing my
Ish
patience.
people.
All right, so we're all following.
Marzipan, yeah?
Yeah.
Marzipan
Back
gets
to
to
Marzipan.
the Marzipan
Back
gets
to
to
the
the
computer
computer
lab.
lab. Yeah. And as Marzipan gets to the computer lab, the computer big screen that takes up the entire wall still there, and he starts talking to it in Draconic and waving his hand, and computer files open up and move, and it's sort of like he's interacting without touching this giant computer. And a bunch of lines and just text that is in symbols none of you can really figure out, even the people that read below. It's just flashing by and zooming by, and eventually he stops, and the room is bathed in just this sort of like screensaver of a waterfall. And he
Are you a
groans.
caster?
My what's
A caster.
sort of? He's just gonna look at you like he's really confused and go toward the power room.
Really cool.
And he's going to
The power
walk.
room.
Yeah. That had the monster
So am I
in
just
it.
gonna go,
There's bodies.
there was a
Oh, wait.
scary creature that we had to fight with tentacles and things in there. Don't know if there's more of them.
Yeah.
In a mouth and its stomach.
If there's anything,
He's gonna follow.
If there's anything that's hostile towards me, she will handle it. And he's going to go.
The building, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
He's going to go through the power room.
Just wanted to make sense.
No worries. Through the power room into the open lab, and then sort of stop when he sees the roots coming out of specimen, which is the room that Laurel is in. And he's going to slowly walk toward the door and kneel down and put his hands on some of the leaves and the roots and just sort of hunch his shoulders in. And then he's gonna stand up and he's gonna walk to the door, he's gonna kick it open, and then turn around and look at all of you and go, "Give me a minute." And then he's gonna slam the door behind him.
Okay.
So am I just
Okay.
gonna turn to the rest of them and go, you all seem to have a weird reaction to this room, and I've never seen it before.
Did you hear the music box still going on in there?
I don't know, did I?
Yeah.
Roll a perception check.
Oh, Augie has not turned that off the whole time. That's the one he's left going.
Then, yes, there is a music box in there, and that is like the ones you set up before.
Yeah, if that turns off, it gets hostile and angry and starts trying to kill us. And and Augie looks towards Vitani and just sighs. And none of us want to go through that again.
Mm-hmm. No.
I was unfair earlier, Vitani. It wasn't your fault. And
Yeah, I was being a bitch too.
Yay, you guys are making up.
Don't
Just
push it.
nodding in agreement that the Tom's being a bitch. Like, just like, yeah, yes, you were. Thank you for being reasonable.
I just don't have the emotional room to hold a grudge right now. That's 20 years of my life that I don't want to give up on something like this. It's stupid, it's petty, it's beneath me. I do not want to get in a fight with anyone right now.
I just say less. It's fine. Water under the bridge, right?
Yeah.
I feel like none of us are down here with, nothing on our chests. So we're gonna go through some things. Things are gonna be stressful. We're gonna make mistakes. Let's not take it out on each other.
It's just, this place is a shitty place and I just want to go once we're done here.
Do you think those sheep will still be in the sky when we get out?
Oh, I hope so.
Maybe. Maybe they will
I like
be.
the sheep.
They were pretty nice, huh?
I could go for lamb.
You can go for lamb.
Now, that sounds fantastic.
Well, I
Can
can't
you cook
promise
us lamb?
lamb. You got to get me lamb, but I'll make us a
Well,
nice
we'll get
stew.
one of those sheep.
We'll shoot a sheep out of the sky. Sounds good to me.
Meh.
And then Augie will make us lamb.
No, honestly, if you guys can accomplish that, that would be very, yeah, I'd gladly do that. But I was going to say that, I've got some venison. We can make a nice stew afterwards. Get out.
Oh, I
don't
need
want to make it
meat.
in here because I don't want to eat anything in here. But when we get outside and we're in a more stable environment.
Sounds good to me. I've been craving meat since we got in here.
Yeah.
Ever since the meat room.
At this point,
Ever since I was
you say
taunted
that,
with the meat room.
Augie's like about to open his mouth to say something stupid. And his hand's coming up. He's just like,
Give me just a second. Hold on.
Zulmar staring at the roots beneath the door with the little red leaves and just watching the door, scooting a little closer just to wait and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Go on and say it, Augie. Say it. Say what's on your mind. We're all friends here, right?
How long did you say you've been craving meat?
Well, technically speaking, I'm always craving meat, but
You said it, not me.
oh, you son of a bitch. This time, Vitani's not going to take offense to any of the jokes Augie pokes. And so they're just going to make her laugh too. Very loud, very obnoxious, shoulder shaking kind of laughing.
Zulmar is just gonna look over his shoulder, having been hearing everything, and just go, let's not feed into Vitani's varied appetites right now.
No, please, feed more.
Time and place, woman.
Anytime, any place, sir.
Zulmar's just
That
gonna
was my
groan
fault.
and go, Vitani.
That was my fault. I should have known.
You walked into that
I'm
one.
sorry. You did kind of set yourself up for that one.
I should not have used my dad tone with you and not those words. And
I
that's
mean,
really my bad.
you could do it more if you want.
No.
Zulmar is just heaving the heaviest sigh ever.
Oh, my head.
All I can imagine is Miss like giving the side eye, like no. Like, don't even fucking think about it.
Tani just looking over at Miss like, I'm not stingy. I can share. I don't give a fuck.
We'll turn this campaign into a reverse parrot trap.
Actually, Augie just puts his hands up at that and he says, Tani, I understand that you're not meaning that in malice, but you will never make that joke ever again in my presence.
Understood. Sorry. It's mouth before brain. You know what I mean? Sorry.
Yeah.
Ray has been chuckling, but she just finally is like, he sure is taking a while, isn't he?
Can we hear the music box through the door?
No.
I'm tempted to turn off the music box for him digging my feet in the frickin' concrete.
Didn't we just talk about not holding grudges?
Zulmar looks over at Augie and says, is there any way for someone to interfere with the music box on their own?
Probably, if they have some way of cutting off magic or whatever flow, that's entirely possible. Also, you could just muffle it, it's just sound.
Umar, roll a perception check with advantage because you're right by the door.
Okay.
Would I be
He
able
was
to
literally
feel
about
if
to
my-
reach out
yeah.
and knock on the door, by the way.
Okay. What were you saying, Drake?
I was gonna say, would I be able to feel if one of my minor enchantments was ended?
Yes.
Okay, and is it ended?
No.
Okay, then I'm not worried about it. Yeah, it's still going. Probably just covered up with a cloth or something, or if the door's thick and you have bad ears.
Perception, you
I
said?
don't know.
Yeah. With advantage.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
Damn.
Damn.
You hear
This one
this
dice likes numbering.
grinding sound, like stone rolling over stone. And while the world isn't moving, that feels like something big is happening. And then you hear, very faintly, birds chirping. Wildlife. Outside, crickets, wind. And then you hear just a bunch of leaves. It's like somebody shook a tree right at the end of fall. It's just like all of those leaves have just fallen. And then you feel wind gush beneath the door, and the leaves that are on the ground around all of you blow away.
Mm.
Someone want to check to see if he's okay in there?
Mm.
Zulma is going to knock and then
Okay.
open the door.
Alright. When you open the door, you see what everyone else has seen, which has been a very large skull with a very big tree inside of it. Except for coming out of the tree is a woman with white skin and black markings, and she looks dazed and confused, and she is very naked, and her hair is as red as the leaves that have been around her, and it is flowing past her ankles, and Marzipan is helping her from the tree. And above, you see sunlight.
Okay.
Marzipan's going
And
to...
then Zulma is just going to be staring there and go, wow, this is beautiful. Just about the whole scene itself and the giant tree he's never seen before.
I'm going to take off my coat, and I'm just gonna toss it towards Marzipan and say, if you need to cover her up, she needs to be comfortable.
Marzipan is going to try and be cool, and he is. He catches it with his tail, and he just loops it around this woman's shoulders, and her feet finally touch the ground, and she just tosses her head back and just seems to breathe in life as she soaks up the sun. And he looks back at all of you and says, "This is Dr. Laurel. She can tell you more about whatever the fuck is going on."
Right. Do I still need to have the music box on? Is that going to be okay?
No, I healed her mind.
Okay. So I'll end it.
Zulma is just going to approach slowly and look at the woman and say, hello, Dr. Laurel. How are you feeling?
She's not gonna look down, but she's just gonna smile and just sort of breathe, and when she opens her mouth, her voice sounds kind of crackly, like you're brushing against bark. Much, much better.
I'm happy to hear that.
Was I talking to you earlier?
You were communicating, though I wouldn't call it with speech. It's more of a sign language.
The bigger a dryad gets, the more range she gets.
Oh, well. Some of the communication was unpleasant, I will tell you that right now.
Well, I haven't seen sunlight in a while. And she's gonna finally look
Mist is
down.
going.
Oh, continue.
Mist, because she actually, well, kind of spoke with her, if you call it that. And she's gonna be like, was that you? Who was your what was your baby? You spoke to me. You said you were scared about your baby. Did you find your baby?
Dr. Laurel's gonna tense up and then turn around and look at the tree and start walking around it, and then just sag a little. Bubsy. A couple of, I don't know how long ago, when I was by myself, a group came in, and they had a troll. And they left, and he stayed, and I took care of him.
What happened?
He got old, and he never left. And he protected me, and he stayed by me. And when he died, he stayed behind me so I wouldn't see when I came out of clarity.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to remind you of that. I was just worried.
It's okay. I understand.
She's gonna kind of like rub the back of her neck, looking kind of uncomfortable with the small expression of vulnerability, and then she's just gonna kind of like slowly walk back towards Augie.
When she says that, I actually will speak in Elvish, and I will say an Elvish proverb. Is understand ogoya, que se de boya.
I understood that.
Yeah.
Did Ahsoka say that out loud?
No. Just...
Dr. Laurel and Marzipan are going to come into the room, by the way, with you guys, so they close the room to specimen.
Okay.
I'm very sorry, Dr. Laurel. Not many can understand the kind of pain that would be.
It's life. Life is long, and
it is.
Pain is inevitable.
And someone must always remain to remember. And that way they will never die.
Death is fine. Memories are the things that live. Anyway, I don't want to be in here for much longer, so Marzi, darling, what the fuck? And Marzi's just gonna laugh and start talking to her in Draconic. And she's going to respond in Draconic. Except for her voice is much more jovial and calm, while his is fast-paced and quick and sharp. And eventually she's just going to laugh and just roll her eyes and just sort of flick him on the nose and walk toward... Who is she gonna walk toward? Mist.
Well.
Dr. Laurel comes towards you and she holds out her hands. Let me see your palms.
Do I have to?
No, but what's the fun in not doing it?
She's like clearly torn between being super curious and going, this is probably a bad idea, because I'm pretty sure this lady tried to kill us earlier. But slowly she's gonna like lift up her hand or her paw and offer it to the sometimes murdery tree lady.
Right. Dr. Laurel is going to take your hand or your paw, and she's going to very slowly start like sorting through your fur and looking at your little peds and your fingers and like bending it and turning your wrist this way and that, and then she's gonna nod. You would do well to visit the Treetop Cafe.
The Treetop Cafe?
Oh yeah,
What's that?
a wonderful cafe near the Marzi, where the fuck is it? And Marzipan's gonna snort and go, it's near the Moon Cove. Yes, yes, near the Moon Cove. You would like the Moon Cove. You should go there and ask after... And her face is just gonna go vacant for a second. And then Marzi's just gonna kind of nudge her a little bit, and she'll be like, oh, yes, ask after... God, my memory is shit. And Marzipan's just gonna roll his eyes and just swat her again, but a little harder this time. And when he does, you hear like this, like a branch breaking kind of sound. Yogurt. Ask after yogurt. Who else? Give me your hands. Give me your hands.
Tani?
Zulamar's, I was gonna say, Zulamar's going to offer his hands as well.
Tani will go after Zulamar. She's very intrigued by what's happening right now.
Form a queue.
Form a line.
Dr. Laurel's going to take Zulamar's hands and look at them, but then get disinterested and start and reach over and just sort of hesitate before touching the horn, like asking for permission.
Zulamar is going to kind of nod and bring his horn closer.
She's gonna touch it and just run her fingers over it, and her hand feels like tree bark. But not like icky tree bark, it's like smooth tree bark. Not like pine tree or like tree sappy bark.
Like a birch tree.
Yeah. And she's going to smile.
That's my favorite tree.
And say, your magic has been trying to reach you.
No.
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
Wow.
But you all understood what I was going to say.
Yes.
I'm gonna
No.
punch a wall. I'm so upset.
What?
Your
I'm
magic has...
lost.
Originally, the joke is, your magic has been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Oh.
But what she does say is, your magic has been trying to reach you, but because of wherever you were, it wasn't able to get to you. But now, you're going to flourish. And your magic might start being a little obnoxious, so keep an eye on that. Next! She makes grabbing motions.
Vatani is next.
Right,
She
Vatani...
steps right up to her, a little eager for this now.
Dr. Laurel goes to take your hands, and then immediately draws them back and goes, I cannot touch you.
Fire and tree.
Fire, tree. Hey!
Zulamar's just like, fires and trees.
Damn it!
It's fine, I can still... Give me a piece
What about the
Give me a piece of your hair.
babies?
Okay.
Give me your hair.
Vatani just like tipping her head forward and letting her hair like straight forward so she can touch it.
She doesn't touch it, she pulls out a singular piece of hair.
A singular strand?
Yes. And
Ow.
she wraps it around her finger and then rubs it with her thumb. And then just kind of laughs. You will be going to the Moon Cove too.
What?
You like fish.
I didn't hear you.
Moon
Please
Cove.
repeat.
You'll
Moon
be
Cove.
the Moon Cove. Do you like fish?
Yes.
You would. Anyone else?
What?
Zulamar's just gonna, while this is going on, he's gonna like scoot over to Marzipan and just be like, is this something she does often?
Marzipan's gonna just nod and go, oh yeah.
Rhea will just hesitantly hand out her hand.
Dr. Laurel takes yours, flips your fingers over, pauses, looks at your hair, kind of leans in, sniffs, and then goes, Moon Cove. And then pulls back a little bit and goes, You are going to hate white.
White?
Oh yes. Also, I just need you to know,
What?
for the next 3 days, you should probably sleep without clothes on.
I'm sorry. Did you say without clothes?
Oh yes, if you like your clothes.
Zulmar is going to step forward and grab Vitani and cover her mouth.
Good God.
Valid reaction.
Am I doing
Please,
this
Dr.
for all
Laurel,
of you?
continue.
Well, I
mean, if you
can't give
want.
everything away. It's part of the whole nature versus touched by a god versus blah blah blah. You though, she points at Ahsoka. You interested?
Maybe, but aren't you just gonna say the same thing?
Let me see your hand and we'll find out.
She's hesitant and just puts her hands out anyways.
Fuck around and find out.
As soon as Laurel touches your hand, the skin on your palm starts to glow lilac. And Laurel smiles at you to the point where it's kind of creepy because the grin is like going from ear to ear. And she says, You have nymph blood in you. Are you drawn to nature? Do you just really like the woods?
Vitani, no.
I lived in the woods all my life with my mother.
You have
That's the
nymph
whole
blood.
reason I'm here, actually. I don't really know. I don't know my father.
You don't need to know your father. There's someone you should probably meet. Going to be... One second. I have it written down.
She's like having a slight panic, like not like full blown, but like a little like I don't know who my father is.
I
like, is this
never
what he
knew
is?
my father.
It's like, is this what he is?
If this thing will load faster, I can give you an answer in just a minute. Alright. Past the lush marsh, through that, if you can get through that, you're going to come upon a very, very big party. And while you're there, I want you to ask a woman named Sugar about a man named... There it goes again. And Marzipan is just gonna start frowning when she does this again. And he's gonna walk over and just sort of put his hand on her shoulder and squeeze. And he's gonna whisper something in her ear, and she's gonna go, Raisin! Ask Sugar about a man named Raisin.
Sugar about raisin. Okay.
And she's going to look at Augie, Dr. Laurel is, after letting go of Ahsoka's hand. Would you like a try?
I think I have a pretty good idea of what I'm about. But why not? At this point, I'm just like I just wave over Andrea and I look at her. I'm like, I have a very good idea about what I'm about, but I'm willing to try.
You give her your hands.
Yeah.
When you do that, what color would you associate with your magic?
It tends towards violets.
Violets?
Violet sigils and stuff like that.
Yeah, you see those sort of twist around in the air, and as they do, they twist around your hands and then through your skin, and then they weave over toward Andrea, and they hover over all of the metal and all of the bits and bobs, and then from it they sort of coalesce together and form a violet, translucent toddler that looks up at you, sitting on this magical robot. And she leans forward and she goes, "You know all about your magic, do you? Because your magic just found you." You all are very, very interesting.
Zulimar's going to, after having a little reassuring whispered conversation with Vitani, that she will not speak of what she heard. He's going to say, Dr. Laurel, you said a group arrived here when you were alone.
A lot of groups.
Do you believe that they were from above the fog?
I don't know what that means. I'm just a researcher. The fog was not my pay grade. I uncovered things. I did experiments.
I see. Marzipan said that you could perhaps explain more about what happened here.
Here, yes. The people that came here, I've got no idea. I remember that we were being bombed. A lot of the workers here were terrified. Some of them tried to leave. Outside got bad. The ground wouldn't grow anything. So they locked me in because we had the greenhouse and I would be okay. And then they bombed again. And the lights went out.
What happened to the workers that didn't run away or get killed?
Some of them are still working here.
Oh.
Why are all of you making that face?
Augie, do you want to follow up on that?
Oh.
Zulmar is gonna look at Marzipan and just ask both of them. So you have all spoken about the building as sentient.
He is.
Is there a way for her to tell us what happened to the building and the workers?
And the room? The room?
The bunk room, as well as the kitchens, I believe they're called.
Especially the kitchens?
Marzipan's...
Is there a way to communicate with her in a way to find out more?
Marzipan's gonna kind of wince and go, "A necromancer is kind of in a giant block of ice."
That is not the worst thing that could possibly happen here.
That's my husband.
No? Yes.
Yes, we know. That's not what I...
He's the one that can talk to the building. Because he's a necromancer.
I see.
And forgive me for bringing this up, but it looked like he had pushed you into the chamber thing, yes?
Yes.
So, we don't know if he's alive or dead.
He's
But
alive.
that's actually... Well, there you go. Because he's not dead.
It's
See?
the type of ice that he's in. It's a necromantic freeze. So only another necromancer can undo it. If you tried to thaw it, it would kill him.
Okay. I just... You keep saying this word necromancer. I know what necro means. But mancer... where I'm from, it means eater. And I don't think that's what you mean. And it's not coming across... What do you mean by necromancer, please?
Person that can deal with the magics of death and death-adjacent things.
Ah. Well, that's totally not what I thought it was. Thank you for clearing that up.
Why do you think my husband is the only one that can talk to an undead mimic?
You're... Oh. So the building is undead, you say?
Building is an undead mimic, yes.
I guess that explains the inhales and the wetness and
The heartbeat.
And the room with teeth, the
The
door
door
mouth
with
tooth
teeth?
thing?
Yeah.
Teeth
So-
door.
Zulana's going to hold up a hand. So you say that a necromancer is someone who deals with death and death adjacent.
Oh.
Yes.
From... As Dr. Laurel Hill stated, I've just now found my magic, apparently. But I've always known, at least, that I am attracted to death. And that my abilities as a cleric are dealing with the bridge between life and death. And our healers had determined that the reason that I have discoloration and two different colored eyes is because of the nature of dealing with death.
Dr. Laurel is going to speak up and go, "You said you were a cleric." She sounds very amused.
Yes.
You really think that?
It's all I've ever known, but ever since being down here, there's a lot of things that are not so certain about myself these days.
What god do you hold fealty to?
We keep discussing this god stuff. We don't, at least from where I'm from, we don't have any gods. Just
Clerics.
myths and legends.
Clerics don't work without gods. You're not a cleric.
Then do you know what I am?
Mm-hmm. Magic is
Well,
weird.
for now, with no other words to use, that's all I've been told I was.
Death adjacent. I'm hungry. I'm going to the kitchens. Marzi, do you have this?
We don't recommend you go to the kitchens. Strongly recommend you don't go to the kitchens.
Does anyone know what Dryad for shit show is? It's a bit of a shit show.
Potetkisk.
It's why I wanted to speak to the building.
Okay,
But
so
the only person who knows how to deal with death, to tell me how to do it, is...
something happened in the kitchen. Some sort of protection spell that went horribly wrong. and one of the reasons why I'm very uncomfortable in this place. It took a bunch of people and it fused them together into what I can only describe as a tower of pulsing hot meat.
Marzipan is going to laugh and go, "It meat
Sounds
sacked
funny.
people.
It's what?
It meat sacked people." That's
Yes.
that's reversible. We
Yeah.
just need a necromancer.
Okay.
I
You're
need
chuckling about this.
yes, because it's funny. I need to figure out a way to talk to Sugar.
Is
She thinks
Sugar
this is
the
fucking
building?
funny.
No, Sugar is a friend
Wait.
of mine. She runs the second fog lab.
I found this, and she's gonna pull out the calling card for Sugar.
Okay. Do you show it to Marzipan?
Yeah, it has that name on it.
He's gonna lean forward and he's gonna nod. Well, I can't use that. You've touched it.
Should I call her?
I don't know. That's up to you. I just know that I will eventually need to get to her.
Rhea's gonna look at everyone else like,
All right, I have an idea. All right, because the kitchen is a lot of shit. A lot of the magic in this place has gone horribly wrong, and we need Crisco to undo it. Yes.
Yes. To be
Either
fair,
Crisco or Zulumar here needs to figure it out.
Dr. Laurel's gonna speak up and go, to unlock all of the necromancy that he particularly needs, going to take a lot longer than he thinks. I wouldn't call him a necromancer yet, but adjacent.
The point I'm trying to make here is that, you know, sitting around here isn't going to solve this problem. The kitchen doesn't have any food. There's nothing in there that's food adjacent. And I'm not going to let you eat people.
I'm a
I
tree.
wouldn't let her eat people. I'm not going to let you eat people.
I'm a vegetarian.
I don't fucking know. It's Nilbog. Goblins are people. Look, if we can get outside through your room where the sunlight is, if we can climb up there, we can just skip all these very, very frightening rooms that are going to give everybody here nightmares.
I like that.
And we don't have
I
to
second
deal.
that.
And here, Dr. Laurel, can I talk to you in private, please? Just you and me. Okay. Okay.
Did we all see that the bodies were all gone? Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Laurel's not gonna move toward you, by the way. She's just gonna stand
I'm
there.
just gonna say, look. I'm not saying it for me, okay? The last thing that your friend remembers is being attacked a long time ago. You've been here the whole entire time. He's not going to like what he sees. And he's been through enough. From his worldview, he just lost a loved one.
You do know that
want to put him through the trauma of watching his
Marzipan's magic is mind-based.
Is what?
Mind-based. He heals the mind, clears the senses, he does research on things like that.
Well, no, I did not know that, but that still doesn't make it any less easier for someone to go through.
No, but it means that he can put up with a lot more than you think.
That doesn't mean I want to put him through that.
That's fine.
Zulamar's gonna speak up and just say, sometimes you can't choose or decide that for someone. They have to decide it for themselves.
Look, I don't care. Either way, I'm getting out of here. Even if it's just to go
Sometimes-
sit my ass in the grass.
Well, I'm more than glad to get out of here. I'm just saying it's quicker to go. It's probably easier to go that way. But I mean, if you want to go through things that we call the meat room and other such nonsense.
Out of character. Sona, can you check my messages
Yes.
on here to you?
Yeah. Sorry. They don't load unless I heavily load them up.
No, it's okay.
I'm just saying that just because you can heal doesn't mean you want to take on more injury than you have to. It's his choice. It's your choice. But you need to be aware of what you're going into. And just laughing it off like that, I'm not entirely sure that that's... Fuck it, what do I know?
It's not.
Little man, you are a baby. You have seen little things. I've been through war. I may just be a scientist, but I've probably seen shit that would leave you with cosmic nightmares. I appreciate that you are looking out for my mental health. I really, really do.
Not...
But compared to me, you are a sperm. And I am going to go sit in the grass now. And she's going to just turn around. She's gonna turn around and walk toward the specimen room.
Christ.
Wait, that was Dr. Laurel, not Marzipan?
Yeah, when I start doing one accent, it's hard to slip into another accent.
Yeah.
That was Dr. Laurel.
No, I totally understand. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm not worried about Dr. Laurel. Just tried to kill me. Kill us. I'm worried about... You know what? Never mind. Let's just put a morning guy through a whole bunch of bullshit.
Marzipan
Turns
hears.
into an evil villain.
Does Marzipan hear any of this? No, he does not. Yeah, Marzipan rolled a
Turns into
1.
an evil villain.
Damn.
He is
If we
not
walk
paying
him through a
attention.
room of giant meat and he goes, this is fine, this is normal. I'm not responsible. Just wanted to take the back doors, y'all.
Marzipan is gonna push off from the wall and wave over toward the specimen room and go, if you guys want to climb up the carcass of my friend, go ahead. She reaches all the way to the ceiling. I'm going to go out through the front door, through reception. I need to see what's in here anyway. I've got to figure out what I need to fix. This is my home. Oh, by the way,
I want to go back through the meat room, but we did speak to someone named Latia, or a
Yeah.
version of her.
a version.
She told us before that, she kind of disappeared. Might have been spectral, not sure. I don't know really what that kind of. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. But she did tell us that like the playroom was in the front. We never went in that room because it was blocked off. But she mentioned something about children.
Yes, Luvian and Ethereal. And all of the kids that would
Were
come
they young
through.
in? Were they young in the vision we saw? Or
No,
was Luvian young?
Luvian was a grown man at that point.
Well, I think we're gonna have to follow. We're gonna have to follow Laurel.
Okay.
She has my coat.
She has my
Who
coat.
cares about your coat? I don't want to go back in the meat room.
Oh no, Dr.
No,
Laurel.
went into the specimen room
Yeah.
Oh,
to
I
climb up.
heard meat room. My bad.
Yeah, Dr. Laurel's climbing up through specimen, and Marzipan is going through the lab. So it's whatever you guys want to do.
Oh, okay.
Wilmar's
Yeah,
gonna
my
follow
coat's going that way,
Marzipan.
Oh God.
So who's going where?
Zulamar is following Marzipan.
Also, I'm just gonna jump in.
We're just waiting to see where
Zulamar really wants to try to talk to the building.
Valid.
How is everybody on time?
I'm okay.
Doing good.
Okay.
It continues marching forward inexorably towards our death.
Yep.
As it do.
Cheering.
As it do.
Be like that.
I could probably take a break, so I could take my meds so I can semi-fall asleep later.
Okay.
Yeah, we can take a small break if you guys want to take a break.
Break is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna stop the recording in 3, 2, 1.